Welcome to the Super Clinic Project Podcast, Coach's Corner Edition. Ready to boost your practice by 10,000 in just 10 minutes? Join your coaches, Jennifer and Tracy, for fast and proven strategies that drive real results. Let's get started.
Hey guys, this is Jennifer Glegerich with Super Clinic Project. And today I wanted to talk to you about something really important, the $1 million mindset that every clinic owner needs. So you're an amazing clinician, no doubt about it. You probably are a pretty frustrated business owner though. You're putting in more hours than ever. Your clinic's growth has completely flatlined and you feel stuck. Well, the reason is simple. You're still thinking like a clinician, not a CEO. And so I'm going to show you the 3 mindset shifts that will help you scale your practice and finally get your life back. Does this sound familiar? You started your practice with a real passion for helping people. You poured your heart, soul, probably your financial savings, or you went in heavily into debt to get into it. And for a while, it was great. It had to be. Typically, when I work with someone, it was going pretty well for a while. And then a lot of people, it was COVID or maybe even post-COVID, something happened and it just kind of got stagnant. And for a long time, you were the star practitioner. Everybody wanted to come and see you. Every patient absolutely loved you, but it just wasn't enough to get you to grow. And now that success is like your own personal prison. You're buried under a 60-hour work week. You're juggling patient care with payroll, marketing, an inbox that never ever sleeps. Things are constantly coming at you. You're not just working in your business, you have become the business. And because of that, your business can't grow without you. Heck, if it was the last time you took a vacation where you're able to completely unplug, you're probably going to look at me with like a deer in the headlights right now. And this is the classic operator trap. It's when your business becomes a direct reflection of you, your fears, your limitations, and your inability to let go. That's going to be a pretty big one. If your business is stuck, it's a symptom that you, the owner, are stuck. And I know that's hard to hear because you're trying everything and you're working really, really hard and you're very tired. You've basically become the most expensive, overworked employee on your own payroll. And sometimes you're not even the most expensive person on your payroll and you are completely burnt out. Nothing is worse, even if you're an employee, to be the person doing all the work and then you see other people that go home, take vacations, have really great family time, and they're making more than you. And for many clinicians, that's kind of you. You're so busy with the day-to-day and seeing patients and putting out fires that you have no time to steer your own ship. Your growth is stalled, your income has hit a ceiling, and you're starting to wonder if it's all worth it. Or you really are searching for exit plans and exit strategies. The only problem is your business isn't particularly attractive because it's all about you. And when you realize that after you talk to a business broker or an investor, and they're like, well, what would happen if you left? Could somebody just step in and you hem and you haw? And then you realize that that's not a business anyone wants because it would tank because it's all about you. And that's going to make you feel very stretched thin, all while you're struggling to meet all these demands and then go, well, how am I supposed to step away with this? But it doesn't have to be that way. The problem is not your clinical skill. The problem is not your work ethic. I'm not here to tell you you're lazy. I know you're a very hard worker. The problem is all here in your mind. It's all in your mindset. By trading your clinician's hat for the CEO's helmet, you can build a practice that not only thrives financially, but gives you your time and your freedom back to you. After helping hundreds of clinic owners make this exact same transition, I can tell you it all comes down to 3 fundamental shifts, and I'm going to break them down right now. So mind shift 1, I'm going to start you from doing to delegating. I know this is a hard one for you, but the first and maybe the toughest shift is going to go from doing to delegating. As clinicians, you're going to be trained to be a perfectionist. A lot of you are parents. You know, it's not going to get done right unless I do it. I hear that all the time, and it's just really not true. That little voice in your head that says no one can do it as good as you may be true, but you can train others and you can trust. People will surprise you. In fact, I have worked with clinicians. I'm thinking about this one clinic in particular, and I remember having the chiropractor say they really blew me away. Like I never really knew how good it could be because they became innovative. They were tracking the right data. They knew what they should do in order to create income for them as far as the staff goes. And it was very clearly laid out to them. Numbers became very more clear to them. It wasn't very obfuscated. And so then suddenly people started coming to the table with things that you never could possibly even imagine they'd come to the table with. It's just faster to do it myself. You might be thinking things like that. And that kind of thinking forces you to control everything and to do it all yourself, to be a micromanager, which is a direct path to burnout and a direct path to having a constant revolving door and not being able to keep good staff. So to become a CEO, you have to let go of the idea that your personal effort is the most valuable asset in your business. It's not. Your most valuable asset is your ability to build a team and create systems that deliver excellent results without you. A clinician leverages their own time, right? And a CEO leverages their team's time, their people, and their systems. This is the only way you're going to be able to scale. So how do you actually do this? You start by obsessively documenting your processes. Every single task, from how the phone is answered to how a new patient is onboarded, needs to be turned into clear step-by-step systems. These documented workflows become your clinic's operating manual. And with these operating procedures, you can hand off tasks with confidence, knowing your team has a guide to get it done. The good thing about this is this isn't like the old days. You don't have to sit here and go, well, who has the time to do all that? Or if I tell my staff to document this, they're all going to really get freaked out and get really nervous and think I'm about to let them go. But that's not the truth. You can have AI help you. And within moments, AI can listen, take it, and make it into a workflow. And if you want more on that, I'll be happy to help you. I use AI implementation for doing stuff like this all the time. And if you're not utilizing AI in your clinic, from everything from services like Heidi to do your transcriptions for you, to utilizing just Claude or ChatGPT, or even, messing around with Opus or, for different things. There's a lot of different AIs. It's not just one. So that's one. And it isn't also about how you're going to have to hire people, right? You have to empower the people that you have. This is really important. Sometimes you do ask the question, are the people I hired, are they the ones that got me here? Are they going to be the ones to take me there? But if you haven't taken the chance to empower them, you're not at that position to ask that question, because you need to build a clear structure with clear roles and clear responsibilities. And maybe that means hiring a practice administrator to handle operations, or using virtual assistants for scheduling. These are all things that you can do. But the goal is to go from being the person who does all the tasks to the leader who designs the systems and manages the people who run them. And there are a myriad of ways to do it. But think about it. Could you take a 2-week vacation, completely unplugged, and come back to a clinic that is just as smoothly or even better than the one that you left? If the answer is no, it's not because you don't have good people. It's because you haven't given them the systems and the authority to succeed without you. Again, you have not given them the systems and the authority to succeed without you. Let that one sink a little bit in and then ruminate with it. So the moment you shift your focus from doing everything to actually building systems and prioritizing building those systems, you stop being the bottleneck in your own processes and you start being a true business owner. The next mindset shift which is number 2, we're going to go from patient-centric to profit-focused. I know that sounds bad. We want to think about our patients, right? And I know that that can feel a little bit uncomfortable, especially for clinicians, because we want to be heart-centered people in what we do, and we're here to help people. But it's the shift from thinking only about the patient in front of you to thinking about the profit of the entire enterprise. For many of us in healthcare, profit is a dirty word, right? Gets associated with greed. You start thinking about greed or cutting corners on care. It's a limiting belief, and it's keeping you really small. And that's absolutely the furthest from the truth. When you think about profit, it's then, well, what can we do with this profit to help people? Profit is not the enemy of patient care. Profit is the fuel for your mission, right? Without profit, you can't grow. You can't invest in better technology, invest in better equipment. You can't hire or train the best talent, and you can't expand to help even more people, right? So you need the profit. A profitable company is a thriving company, one that has the resources to deliver the highest quality of care. So adopting a CEO mindset means that you stop looking at finances as just a way to pay the bills, and you start looking at your finances as a strategic tool. I want to get you out of that fight or flight mindset of, we made it this month. Okay, let's see if we can make it for next month. That's not a good place to be. It's going to cause you so much stress, and you're going to become unhealthy and unhappy. You have to become fluent in the language of business, right? You're a clinician, yes, but now let's become a CEO. Think about profit and loss. Think about your cash flow, about your key performance indicators, your KPIs. You need to know your numbers inside and I know I've talked about this on a million podcasts that I go on or people come on. I bring people on to talk about it on Super Clinic Project, but it's really important. What services are your most profitable? What's your patient acquisition cost? What's your lifetime value of a patient? These aren't just abstract metrics. They're vital signs for your clinic's health, right? And we talk about numbers when we talk about their blood pressure, your A1C, all the different metrics that we're taking on patients. Well, these are the metrics of your business to get them, healthy, for your clinic's health. Making data-driven decisions isn't about compromising your values. It's about being really smart about it. For instance, the data might show that investing in a new piece of technology or a targeted marketing campaign could dramatically improve patient outcomes and increase revenue, letting you serve more effectively, right? That's why data is important. And everyone seems to know that logically, but putting it into practice, there's resistance. So I want you to get out of that resistance and into the flow, of letting this happen. Thinking about profit also means that you get creative with diversifying your revenue. You move beyond just trading time for money one-on-one, right? We don't want to do that. You're trading your time for money. In business, by diversifying your revenue, you can create group programs, you can offer premium wellness packages, you can add, of course, we're big on the cash-based services here at Super Clinic Project. We're all about moving people from insurance, which we feel, in us is a very broken program right now that's not helping people get well, to getting cash-based services that provide real value. So just reframe your thinking. A healthy bottom line is the engine that spurs your ability to make your biggest impact. If this is starting to make sense and you're feeling a little spark of recognition, do me a favor and hit the like roll. It really helps and tells me that I am right on track with this. So don't forget to do that as we move on to section number 3, which is mindset shifts. So your mindset shift for number 3, this is the third and the final one, is to go from practitioner to visionary. A practitioner lives in the present. The focus is on the patient in the treatment room right now today. As the CEO, the visionary lives in the future. Your focus is on where your clinic will be in 1, 5, or 10 years. Okay, so that's a pretty big shift, but it needs to be done. While your team is working on your business, your primary goal is to work on the business. and getting the right people in place and moving things around. And again, number one, delegating, that's going to be what gets you there. So what does this act like? It means that your new job has new core responsibilities. You have to set the vision, secure the resources, and build the culture. First is setting the vision. This is your blueprint for your growth. Where is the market headed? What new technologies like AI, which we had talked about earlier, or even telehealth, can you use to improve care and efficiency? Should you open a second location? As a visionary, you're the one that's watching the horizon, anticipating change, and setting a clear and compelling direction for everyone. Second is securing the resources. A vision is just a dream without the capital and people to make it happen, right? That means you're now in charge of the big picture financial strategy, figuring out how to fund your expansion. It also means that you become the lead recruiter and you're responsible for attracting and retaining A-level talent that fits your vision. You're not just hiring for the clinic you have today, but the one you want to build tomorrow. And that is a weird bridge that you're going to have to be on, because you have to invest in your ad so that when the people come, they understand where they're at today, but the vision for tomorrow. So you have to be honest and clear for both of them. Third is you have to build that culture. As a leader, you're the chief culture operator, right? Or officer. You define the values. You set the standard for excellence. You create an environment where your team feels motivated, empowered, and aligned with your vision. You shift from talking at your team to truly listening to the team. When your team is inspired by your vision and they feel valued, they'll go above and beyond for your patients every single time, which is what you've wanted all along, right? This is the ultimate freedom. When you fully step into your visionary role, you build a business that's a true asset, something that runs without you, creates wealth, and makes a massive impact. You're no longer the engine, but you're the architect. So let's recap. The $1 million mindset you need is built on 3 core shifts. First, you have to go from doing to delegating by building systems that let your business run without you. Second, you need to shift from being only patient-centric to also being profit-focused, because financial health is the fuel for your mission. And third, you must graduate from practitioner to visionary, the one who sets the direction, inspires the team, and builds the future. Making this transition from clinician to CEO isn't easy. It means unlearning old habits and facing some of your own limiting beliefs. But the reward is measurable, a scalable, profitable practice, and most importantly, the freedom to live life on terms, right? You didn't start your clinic to become its prisoner, right? You just didn't. You started it to make an impact, make money and to make an impact and to help everybody around you. And this is how you do it at scale. So my question for you, which one of these 3 shifts that I talk about is the biggest struggle for you right now? Please let me know and let me help you through them. That's what I'm here for. Is it delegating? Is it focusing on profit and learning how to focus on profit? Or is it making time to be a visionary? Let me know in the comments below or reach out to me. I read and respond to every single. And if you want something more personal, just head over to superclinicproject.com. And when you see my picture, click on it. And then you can book a 15-minute call with me. I'm going to give you $10,000 worth of value within 15 minutes. You just need to come with a challenge. And there's no hard sales. Challenge me. Let me help you get to that next level, or to get you the one brick in front of you that you need to be able to achieve your dreams. It's why I'm here. It's my divine purpose, and I really want to help you guys. So don't forget, go to superclinicproject.com, and I'll see you on the flip side. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the Super Clinic Project podcast, Coach's Corner Edition. If you would like to work with Jennifer or Tracy to 2 or 10x your business, then go to superclinicproject.com and click on either Jennifer or Tracy's photograph to book a complimentary session. Your greatest breakthrough is just a session away.